The Los Angeles Rams are coming off of their first Super Bowl championship since the 1999 season. The Rams ended up capturing the Super Bowl by going all in on this roster with majority of different moves over the past couple of seasons, and some of those moves I will detail later on in this video. But the Rams ended up going all in on this roster and ended up paying off when they beat the Cincinnati Bengals in this past year's Super Bowl to capture that Super Bowl championship. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this title of this video and it's going to be blasphemous with all the other moves that they made this offseason. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys the real reason why the Rams will not repeat as the Super Bowl champions this upcoming season. But before I get into that, make sure you guys leave this video a like, as it always helps this channel to grow. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead, click that subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the content that I post on this channel. But let's talk about the Rams. Without further ado, let's dive into it.
I'm striving to get rich. That's why I almost went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little prouder.
Now, talking about going all in on the roster, the Los Angeles Rams define going all in on the roster, as this franchise has not had a first-round pick since selecting Jared Goff #1 overall in the 2016 NFL Draft. Their 2017 pick was traded as a draft package to move up to draft Goff in 2016. Their 2018 first-round pick was traded when they acquired Brandon Cooks from the New England Patriots. Their 2019 pick was traded to move down and acquire second and third round picks from the Atlanta Falcons. Their 2020 and 2021 first round picks were used in the trade to acquire Jalen Ramsey from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And their 2022 pick this year and next year's pick were both used in trades to acquire Matthew Stafford from the Detroit Lions. So this Rams team has definitely defined going all in with not really caring about those first round picks. They are going all in for the now. Now, those big players, Jalen Ramsey and Matthew Stafford, have been big contributors and was big contributors to their Super Bowl win last season. Jalen Ramsey is, I believe, the best shutdown corner in football, and Matthew Stafford was a very underrated quarterback that was stuck in a bad Detroit Lions organization. And he has proved that he is a very good top-tier quarterback when he led this Los Angeles Rams football team to their Super Bowl championship. And in two different moves this past season, they traded for Von Miller for the last half of the season, and they ended up signing Odell Beckham Jr. in free agency. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. is still left in free agency, and Von Miller ended up leaving to sign a big deal with the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Rams do lose a little bit with the trades of Robert Woods to the Tennessee Titans and Odell Beckham Jr. not longer being on the roster and Von Miller leaving, but they made a good amount of free agency moves to help replace those guys. Allen Robinson was signed to a 3-year deal from the Chicago Bears in free agency, and the Rams ended up picking divisional rival Bobby Wagner from the Seattle Seahawks in free agency. So you look at this Rams roster and you can think, how can they not repeat when you still have Matthew Stafford, who is playing at an elite level? Cam Akers is coming back fully healthy for a full season. Cooper Kupp, who is coming off of a Triple Crown season, the Offensive Player of the Year, and a Super Bowl MVP to go along with Allen Robinson and Van Jefferson, and Tyler Higbee as weapons on your offense. Then you look at the defensive side of the ball for the Rams. Of course, you have, I believe, the best player in football in Aaron Donald on your defensive front, with Leonard Floyd still wreaking havoc in backfields, adding Bobby Wagner. You have Jalen Ramsey. Jordan Fuller is going to come back healthy, and they acquired Troy Hill back in a trade. So you look at this Los Angeles Rams football team, and I named all those names, and you think, how can this team not repeat as Super Bowl champions in 2022? Well, here's my theory on that. Over the past 20 years, you go back to the year 2000, only one team has been repeat Super Bowl champions, and that will be the 2003 and 2004 New England Patriots. And what did that New England Patriots team have an advantage of? They had previously went to a Super Bowl in 2001 and ended up beating the same Los Angeles Rams organization, even though they were the St. Louis Rams back then. The Patriots ended up beating the same Rams organization in the Super Bowl. So you look at those 2003 and 2004 Patriots teams, they were loaded with a lot of veterans. Of course, you had Brady, Rodney Harrison, Teddy Bruschi, Deion Branch, the names go on and on. But they already had some previous Super Bowl experience. Now, of course, a lot of this Rams roster was on the team in 2018 when they went to the Super Bowl and eventually lost to those same Patriots, like Aaron Donald and guys like Troy Hill. But a lot of the guys that were on that team were not on this team. Kupp was also on that 2018 team, but he has suffered an injury early in that season to ended up missing the entire year. They were led by Jared Goff on that 2018 season, and eventually they ended up crashing offensively in that Super Bowl. Now you look at other teams that have appeared in back-to-back Super Bowls. Now, of course, you have those Patriots that made 3 straight Super Bowls in 2016, 17, and 18, but they ended up losing in 2017 to the Philadelphia Eagles with titles in 2016 and 2018. Then you also go back to the 2013 to 2014 Seahawks, which could have been the first team to repeat since those Patriots, but we all know what happened in that said game. But you look at this Los Angeles Rams football team. They are very stacked. They are very loaded. But the big question for me with the Los Angeles Rams coming into this year, is this team going to be able to handle being the hunted versus being the hunter? Now, we all know over the past couple of years, some teams that have won the Super Bowl have gone back and still had some success. The Kansas City Chiefs in 2019 to 2020 have went to back-to-back Super Bowls. But in 2020, the Kansas City Chiefs got basically demolished by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020, speaking of them, they pretty much went to a same type of philosophy that the Rams have been doing, but a lot of that Tampa Bay Buccaneer roster was drafted to that team. Guys like Mike Evans, guys like Chris Godwin, Levante David, David White. A lot of those guys were already on the roster through draft. Now, with this Los Angeles Rams football team, now a lot of this team was acquired through trades and free agency. Only guys that mainstays that have been big-time players in this team for the last couple of years that were drafted was Kupp, and of course, Aaron Donald. Leonard Floyd was a free agent. Matthew Stafford was acquired through trade. Cam Akers was a draft pick. Allen Robinson now, he was acquired through free agency. So a lot of this team is still a version of the all in now. But I do believe the Rams are still going to be a very good football team heading into 2022. I just don't believe that they are going to figure things out and get this same success in getting to a Super Bowl and winning it like they did in 2021. I just don't believe this football team is going to be able to handle being the hunted versus being the hunter. The roster is still absolutely great. You have teams like Tampa Bay who are still very good football teams. You have the Green Bay Packers who are still a top tier football team. You have a team like the Dallas Cowboys who can be very good competitors in the NFC. You look at this NFC, is still a very competitive team. Going into this year, the Rams are probably going to be the favorite. It's going to be a difference when you're taking each team's best shot each week because you were the defending Super Bowl champions. Are the Rams going to be actually able to handle it? In my opinion, I don't believe so. Even though this Rams offense is still loaded, the Rams defense is still very talented, I still believe that the loss of Von Miller is going to hurt this team more than what a lot of people think. Now, Von Miller in this past Super Bowl ended up with 2.5 sacks again, just like he did when he won the Super Bowl MVP with the Denver Broncos back in 2015. He's still one of the top tier pass rushers. So you lose that in the front half of your defense in the pass rush. A'Shawn Robinson is a solid player up front, but he's just not going to bring the same things that a guy like Von Miller would bring. Allen Robinson had a down year in 2021 with the Bears, and Odell Beckham is coming off of a knee injury, and assuming that they might bring him back, he is not going to be up to speed during most of this season, and I believe Allen Robinson has lost a little bit of a step, and Robert Woods missed the last half of the year, but you're also going to miss his presence throughout the offense. So I still believe the Rams are going to be a very competitive football team. I still believe the Rams are going to be possibly NFC West champions, but I just do not believe they are going to win the Super Bowl in 2022. But hey, those are just my thoughts on that. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I read my comments and I would love to see what you guys think. And if you have gotten to this point in the video, make sure you leave this video a like, as it always helps the channel to grow. And make sure you click that subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the content that I post. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.